Welcome back to the West Ham Network, everybody. Everybody. 𝗪𝗀𝘀 𝗪𝗲 and old school hammers coming at you every week. Remembering the days West Ham were at their peak. From the bowling ground in Upton Park, where the greats were formed, to the stadium built for athletics. Our ownership model appears to be pathetic. 𝗪𝗀𝘀 𝗪𝗲 chat about the team and its players, with the live chat that we love so much, team tactics and the starting lineup, and many other topics. The Conference League title, a moment of pride, and a history we will never hide. Oh, remembering the greats like the World Cup winners, 𝗪𝗲𝗱 and Hurst, 75 and 80s FA Cups, and 2006 when the bubbles were burst. Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. we start our little show, and we urge you to subscribe to help the channel grow.
Good evening and welcome back to West Ham Network this Wednesday evening stroke Thursday morning over there. And I'm back again with my old pal Kieran from Oz. How are you, mate?
G'day, Sean. All good, all good. We've thought winter was here last week. I thought it was cooling down. The nights are nice, and the last couple of days have shot back up to 31, 32 degrees. Shit. But
oh god,
yeah, it's coming back. Yeah, I know you do, man. But yeah, the sun's just coming over the trees. Yeah. I'll be getting that in the eyes in a couple of minutes. So yeah, but yeah, apart from that, yeah. It's still beautiful.
Right, cool. Right, hang on a minute. Yes. Hang on. So, well, before we get into the chat and the lovely people in the chat, let's talk a little bit about the weekend.
Yeah.
Give us your thoughts on the starting lineup first of all, Kieran.
Worried me. Obviously, there was a lot more couldn't be available than we thought. And the starting lined up worried me. I was going, shit. I was praying that it's not because he's resting things, because I didn't want it to rest things, and I wanted to win it. And it was probably, proper injuries that they just couldn't play.
But the thing is, though, Kieran, from what I'm hearing today, 48 hours later, after that result, they're announcing that we've got a full fit squad for Friday.
Yeah, but I see a bit of his press conference because he's not saying that. He said he's hoping that we are. Now, you've got to say, 𝗪𝗲𝗀 was still under the protocols of a head injury, so he couldn't. 𝗪𝗲𝗀, I think, was still out in the fucking Congo, mate, fighting lines.
Yeah, they wouldn't release him, would they? They wouldn't release him. They wanted him to party with the rest of the team.
We'll hear the full story of that, no doubt, at some stage.
Yeah.
But obviously some of you
Congo beating might not be a big deal, isn't it?
Yeah, but
beating Jamaica is a big deal for them. So, but I don't think the club are going to punish 𝗪𝗲𝗀 though. I think if anything they'll
probably not, because the Congo have got they're not paying his wages, mate. Fuck me. You know what I mean? They ain't paying 80 grand a fucking week for him, are they? So it's not down to them. Once he's done he played his games, he should be allowed to fuck off. Look, we don't know the full story, but he'll come out at some stage. But yeah, I was a bit worried, mate, especially with Magasser and Potts in the middle, and I was right to be, because they were dog shit, geezer. Both of them were really poor. Both of them
dire.
Hell. And we got away with only being 1-0 down, I think. So at half time.
I agree.
So
I agree.
And the change made a difference. But yeah, it was I was gutted, guys. I was gutted for days after it. I was more gutted the next day when I thought, for fuck's sake. Because I know even if people are going to stand there and say, we threw it away, we didn't really. At the end of the day, that manager just picked the team whatever he could. Maybe he didn't want to risk 𝗪𝗲𝘀. That might have been his big choice there. He might have got it wrong with the starting lineup. But when you think about in that extra time, this shot from Bowen that came back, Pablo scores it, but he's miles offside. We're 3 inches inside to the right, that shot. We win and we go through. That's how close. And I did say last week, I thought he'd go all the way to penalties, but I thought we'd win. I thought this game would be on a knife edge. I love the comeback. You know, the 2-0 down, we were done. It was more likely they're scoring a third because they were pumping us after being moved. They went 2-0 up. But fuck me, somehow they managed to rally and we got 2 goals back, which is...
I mean, I think that's testament to the motivation within the players, I think, you know. And obviously, you know, some of what Nuno had said at half-time must have had some reflection on it, but I think, you know, it's a testament to the group of players that they, again, come back from a 2-0 deficit. That's twice now in recent months that we've done that.
Yeah, it was we deserved to win it in extra time. We didn't get it done. It's a shame.
Yeah.
You know, but the you know, I keep saying about Pablo and 𝗪𝗧, as much as I like them, and I think Pablo on the pitch makes a difference for us. I just can't work out how. I've told you, they're not going to score you goals. And there was 𝗪𝗧 provided with a header, you know, 5 yards out, and all you had to do is hit the target. It's a goal. And it's somehow on his 50 cent fucking, or 50 pence head, he fucking hit the post. Fuck me. You've got to take these chances, but they're not going to score goals for us. It's going to be very few. And there's your fine line.
Yeah. And I've got one word for you for the 98 minutes or whatever it was that he played more than that, didn't he? 100 and whatever it was minutes he played. Traore.
Fantastic. He had a great game. It really was. Much improved.
Performance from him. Yeah.
Much improved.
Absolutely.
He was really into it, mate. And he was playing well. Better when he second half when they switched him to the left, put Bowen back on his normal right and him on the left. But he was lively, mate. He was trying to be positive. He was attacking. His couple of crosses, like I said, that one onto 𝗪𝗧's head, should have scored.
Yeah. The
other one to 𝗪𝗧 did score. So yeah, much improved. I thought he was my man of the match actually in that game.
Yeah. Really, really good. Really good. Well, let's say hello to some of the guys and girls in the chat then. West Ham 68. I'm assuming that's Rich West Ham. So, good evening, Rich. Hope you're well, mate.
Good day, Rich.
Evening, everyone is well. Come on, you irons. Randy, good evening to you. Budgie, Kieran, hope you're both well, he says.
Yeah.
Says hello to
Rich.
Randy. Yeah, so it is Rich. It was very disappointing to exit the FA Cup, he says. Randy,
yeah, it was.
There was an opportunity missed. But the only justification on the exit must be 3 points at Wolves and a positive setup and tactics, as now the pressure is on. And I agree with that completely, mate. Absolutely. Yeah. Trudge, good evening to you, mate. Yeah. He says he's still pissed off with this shit club. Absolutely.
You've been saying that for 30 years, Trudge. So have I. We know that. Yeah. It's just what West Ham are, isn't it? But I am. I was so disappointed not to win that. Yeah. I wanted to go through.
Yeah. He says, good evening, chaps. Hope you're well, Rich and Randy. So he's cheered up a little tiny bit. Hang on, just a tiny bit. And then bleating on about fully fit team, no injuries for Wolves made it worse. There you go.
We'll
comment
see
on that thing that I said. The day
Yeah, well, it's
after
not what
throwing
New,
the
not what
FA
Nuno.
Cup. No.
I don't think we threw it. I really don't. I think we got the fucking starting lineup wrong. But I think we didn't. I don't think he threw it. I mean, we could. Like I said, if Bowen's that shot goes in, we win. That's how close it was.
Yeah,
I don't think we gave it up. I just don't think Somerville was fit enough.
Yeah, Troji saying, what have we got to look forward to next season when Fernandez, Somerville, Bowen and Souček are all off? There's you know, there is something.
This next season,
for that.
Well, we don't know. If we, it depends what fucking division we're in. If we are going to lose quite a few players if we get relegated. As simple as that. We're going to have to put together a championship side. That's just the reality of it.
Right, he's saying he's very giving. Troji's saying he's very forgiving, but when he goes, he goes. It's cumulative. Yeah. Club statements, throwing FA Cups every season, removing YouTube chat, banning season ticket holders, and picking on West Ham fan TV outside the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've seen some of the videos that Nick has put up about that, and it seems that that's been resolved, Prod. I don't know about this week. I haven't seen anything on it this week, I have to be honest, but you know, yeah, I agree though, mate. The fact that they were being badly treated by the club or the LLDC stewards or whoever it was, that's really bad, and that's not good press for the club anyway, regardless of who's responsible. It's not good press for the club. You know,
it's not, but the club don't believe. You know, they denied there's anything to do with them. It was down to one of their stewards. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
that's what they're saying.
Yeah, plausible deniability, I think they call it in America.
Yeah. Yep. That's about
it. Randy says, Troji understands how you feel, mate. I've not gotten over the loss either. The only way it would take a bit of pain away is that we must beat Wolves and send Spurs into the bottom three, as Nuno must win on Friday. Now, as I put on that little thumbnail that was on right at the very beginning, which was this one, the Nuno derby. You know, it is a must-win game for West Ham.
Yeah.
You know, we've got no leeway now at all.
No.
You know, in the league, and we've literally.
This cannot be a loss. We have to win. No, I'm not going to believe that we're going to stay up if we can't win this game. This is the only thing that keeps that belief going that you can stay up. But this is one of the wins you got to have. I think Palace is another one. The last game of the season is another one. Plus, we got to pick up some other points somewhere. Because I think Tottenham are going to get out of it. That's my worry. And I mean, Tottenham are going to go to Sunderland this week and win. So I think we have to. Have to win. That's it. There's no.
Rogers come up with this comment, which I've been waiting to address until tonight. I haven't said anything on this subject at all. But he says they wouldn't even let fans back into the ground after leaving early. Yeah. Now, I'm not a big fan for leaving early anyway, on that point. But I understand that when you do leave early, you know, there's very little chance of re-entry. Why would you want it? I mean, obviously, things turned around. But, you know,
there is.
on the preemptive strike that all those fans took to leave early, right? Now, there's a security risk to letting them back in. Who knows? They might not be letting in a ticket holder. What are they going to do? Make them check all their tickets in again? Which won't work. Because once they've gone through the turnstiles once, that's your lot. The ticket won't work again.
No, but
So, you know,
yeah, but you can look at it that way. But the thing is, like at Upton Park, when they used to open the gates for people to leave, maybe 20 minutes before the game or the end of the game,
yeah,
and the gates just stayed open. And apparently, there at the London Stadium, all them big doors open up, and people can leave, and they stay opened up. But they decided to shut them. So it was a decision made by somebody to shut them after 11, knowing that they'd got back to 2-2 and they wanted to come back in.
yeah.
Why not leave them up as they do?
Rush of people running back into the stadium and all standing around at the top. You know, I can
no, but they could go
from the.
I can't. No, I can't. You can let them back in, and I don't give a fuck. I think you pays your money, you takes your choice. You can leave when you're fucking like. I don't give a fuck. People that leave games, I've never knocked them. I've done it myself. I've been in the fucking East Ham Workman's Club, fucking having a beer, mates. 10 minutes of the game to go because we were so shit and getting hammered. I don't give a fuck. Let anyone do whatever they want. But if they purposely shut the doors, I think no. I think you should have left them. Let people wander back in. You're not. I mean, especially when you look at that where that ground is, you're not. It's not as if you're going to have a load of strangers out there running in that weren't meant to be in there. No one's there unless it's football. So, no, I don't have a problem with they could have let them back in. You know what I mean? Here in Australia, mate, they've got a system here, right? Especially if, you want to smoke. When I've been at the Gabba or Suncorp, you can come down at any time, and they will let you outside, give you a ticket. You go outside, have a cigarette, come back in, give the ticket back. They've got a system like that at any stage. You can fucking all through the day. When you're at the cricket, even at the football ground, Suncorp, you can come in and out when you want. So, but they don't have that. I just thought someone made a decision, whoever it was, and said no, lock them all out.
Yeah, so. But I listened to a news report on it. And this guy was saying, it was on YouTube, and this guy was sort of saying, here's some of the factors that had to be in place on that occasion, right? One of them being that because there was no ticketing checks available, because they've already been done, they don't know if the people that they're letting in are the same people that came out, right? There could be a terrorist. There could be a terrorist with a gun, with an explosive device. Yeah, this is what this guy was saying. Now, I know it sounds ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
When you think about it, it ain't that ridiculous when you consider that people have bombed mosques, people have bombed, fucking shopping centres, and
this is not.
So it's not so ridiculous to bomb.
You say you were with a gun. I could fucking get into that ground at any stage with a gun down my pants, right? Anytime. As everyone could.
I'm not so sure.
So, easy. And when I went there, mate, I walked straight through. There's no patting down. There's no fucking nothing.
No, but they wand you down with the metal detectors, didn't they? I think I've seen them do that. They sort of, all right, mate, here you go. I think that's what they want to throw up, all these big security things to cover it. I think it's nonsense, man. Just leave the fucking doors open. The people outside there, it's not like Green Street. Everyone could run in from fucking, there could be other people outside who want to run in. That could cause a problem. No one around that ground is there unless they're at the football. What other reason you got? Anyway, it doesn't matter. You what this guy was saying. Anyway, so I've skipped past a few comments from Roger and Randy. They're sort of kind of chatting about the state of the club and the promises that have been broken, etc. So we'll see who else is in here. Daz, good evening, mate. How are you? Hope you're well. He says hi to everybody, obviously.
Hey, Daz.
Who else have we got chatting? It's just Randy and Trudge mainly. Yeah, the owners don't get the fans. You're right, absolutely right. James Bong is in the house. Good evening, James. Hope you're well. Anyone else? Adam, Dad's our job. Good evening, chaps. Hope all is well, he says. Good evening, Adam. Yeah, I did get your message. I haven't really read it, mate, but I will after the show.
G'day, Adam.
Yeah. Troy says timing in life is everything, and West Ham have terrible timing. Yeah, everyone's saying hello. Ray Burke. Good evening, Ray. Hope you're well, mate.
Right.
Hope you're well. Kurt Calder. Good evening, Kurt. Evening, guys. Hope you're all keeping well, he says. Good evening, Kurt. Thank you for joining, mate. Everyone's saying hello to everyone else. Trodge. Budgie, looking handsome there. Thanks, mate. Nice of you to say. Mark Pendleton's in the house. He says, good evening, everybody.
Good day, Mark.
Yeah, Sonny Fitz is in the house. Good evening, Sonny. Thank you for joining again this week, mate.
Fuck it. It is sunny, geezer. Look at the sun hitting me now. It's very sunny.
Oh, yeah, all right. Stop with your nonsense. Steve Tiley says, good evening, Budgie and Mr. Hargreaves in chat. He don't drop that one, do he?
No. Forever.
Rich, good evening, mate.
Cool.
Right, good evening, thank you. Everyone's saying hello. Kieran, he's saying hello to you.
Right.
Lynn Cannell, good evening, Lynn. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Lynn. Appreciated. Usual. Lose Friday, and I think we're cooked. Absolutely, mate. I agree.
Yeah, mate, that's where we're at. Usual. I think that's where I'm sitting at the moment. I think we are cooked if we don't win that game. I've been saying it for a long time, haven't I? I said, before the City and the Villa game, this game here, this fucking Wolves game,
this is vital.
It's the one.
Yeah.
It has to be vital.
Yeah.
We have to kick on, geezer. The FA Cup was a nice distraction, and that would have been lovely. It would, and I'm still disappointed over that. But I'm more nervous for this game than I was for the FA Cup game. I fancied us then that one, not a problem. This Wolves game is a bit of the unknown. They've had it over us twice this fucking year as well. Mate, he's got much improved under him since he's turned up. I'm worried, geezer. I'm worried, man. I hope we got everyone available. I hope that is the case because we're going to need them, man.
Yeah.
We're going to need them.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to need
and I'll tell you what, that Traore performance does give him a decision to make. To start Traore rather than Somerville, if Somerville was fit, I wouldn't have said that 2 weeks ago. But after that performance,
do you start Somerville, or do you start?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Back him up with Traore.
Yeah, that's the decision he's got to make. It does give him a decision to make, though. Traore's performance,
I'm not being funny or nothing. If I was in that position right here, right now, with the performance he put in at the weekend, Traore would get the start for me this week.
I think he would be for me, Budge. Give it now. He's got that bit of momentum.
Yeah,
under his belt for that game.
Adama, you've got 70 minutes to prove to me why I've put you on. Yeah. And if you ain't proved it to me, at 70 minutes, I'm hooking you off and putting the young boy on.
And I'm shooting you.
Simple as that. Yeah. And I'm having you taken to the knackers yard, you old bastard.
You better back it up what you just did. But I think I would. I think I'd keep him there, mate. Keep his confidence up. Somerville's still, you remember, coming back from injury. He's missed them quite a few games now.
Yeah.
I'd be tempted to. I'd be tempted to start him.
Yeah.
I really would.
Rich West Ham says he walked out on the 85, ran back, saw 2 goals, went back to our own seats for extra time, and found out that my son dropped his bracelet, went back and it was on the floor.
Ooh,
Lucky boy.
lucky
Nice.
boy. Nice one, son.
Yes, nice, nice. Mavropanos was still concussed. Wan-Bissaka was still with the Congo national team,
Yep.
but the others were suspicious. But apparently, Wilson's injury was a small one, apparently. Yeah, it probably would be just a niggling, pulling
Yeah.
one of the hammies or something, you know. And if that is
Just
the
something.
case, you don't want to risk him,
No,
you know.
and that's what I'm
He's a
saying.
man of
And if
33 years
Somerville,
old, you know.
if Somerville weren't 100%, they didn't risk him, and really we didn't lose out on
Yeah.
that with Somerville because Traore played so well. So yeah, you know, he might not have done anything wrong here. Carl Walker-Peters had a good game, guys. Anyway,
He did.
for Wan-Bissaka. It was the biggest problem we had was Magassa and Potts in the first half because they were poor, both of them.
Absolutely.
And you go,
We needed
fuck, they looked like they
We
played
needed
before.
Fernandez and Souček, didn't we, really? to
We
be
did.
fair? John Miles, he says, good evening and good morning, both. Good evening, good
G'day,
morning
John.
to you, sir. Hope you're well.
Yes. Good morning from here.
Good evening from here. Hang on. Where? Hang on. Let me see where we are.
Fucking Leeds. Fucking still, I'm still fuming a bit about losing that fucking game, man. Oh,
Mark says we probably would have had a better chance against Southampton than against Chelsea than Southampton. Yeah,
I think so, mate. Because I tell you what, I watched that Arsenal to Southampton, man. Fair play to Southampton, man. They fucking got it done and knocked Arsenal out. It's great.
yeah.
I watched Southampton play the game yesterday or day before. I watched the highlights of their game as well. They won 5-1, Geezer. Fucking hell. Southampton are fucking not a bad side at all, mate. Flynn Down's got a goal, Geezer. Flynn Down's got a goal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good to see.
Took it well.
Good to see.
They won 5-1. Forget who they're playing. Wrexham. I think it was Wrexham they were playing. No mugs either.
Oh, right.
And they tore them apart, Geezer. Tore Wrexham apart.
Yeah.
Really good.
Rob
Tough team.
McElhenney's team. Yeah. And Ryan Reynolds, of course. Sorry, I was going to read that one out. Daz says we were unlucky.
I think we were, Dave. I think we were, man.
Yeah.
When you think about that shot from Bowen, fucking hell, man. And Pablo obviously was 3 yards offside, but that just goes 3 inches to the right. That's him. We win. We're in the semi-final. That's how close that game was. Knife edge shit. And we were unlucky.
You know, that first disallowed goal, you know, that arm weren't out. We would have got the goal. You know, his shoulder was in line. It was his arm that weren't.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, any previous round there, Budge, you know, they didn't have VAR. Yeah. That's a goal. That's another one. We would have got that goal, but VAR came in at this stage at quarter-final.
Yeah.
I mean, it was that close. And he has to play on the shoulder. This is the trouble, and I've said that before about Pablo and Tay. They're not quick. They're not quick enough. So they have to play on the shoulders of fucking the centre halves and the backward line. And see, in the Championship, they get away with that. In the Premier League, you don't. And that's the problem. Because of their lack of pace, that's what's going to happen. You're going to see them offside a lot because they're trying to play on the shoulder.
Yes, indeed. Kurt says, just got to show the desire, fight for every game now, or it's over, my friends. I don't think it'll be enough otherwise. Absolutely, 100%, Kurt. Rich says, lots of people slating fans for leaving, but we were 2-0 down and looked like conceding more. And that's a good point. And I'm like Kieran said, I'm not one to slate people for leaving early. I've done it before. I've done it when we were winning 3-2. And I left 5 minutes before the final whistle. I'm glad I did because I got to chat with Frank McAvenny and Stuart Slater and Mark Ward for a while. I got photographed with Slater and McAvenny. Mark Ward took the photograph. Yeah. You know, so I'm glad I did leave early on that occasion. But I have left on a couple of occasions in the evening games that I've been to as well because of my train connections, you know?
Look, I never have a
don't
problem with
slate
people leaving early.
No, I don't.
I laugh at when the opposition fans are leaving early. I laugh because it's great to see, mate. But I don't. If you paid your money, mate, you do what you want. I don't give a shit. Done it myself.
Fornals had a good game for Betis today.
How lovely. Excuse me, man. My throat's gone all froggy.
Trod says that 𝗪𝗏 was our best player for him.
Yeah, he was, mate. Man, the match for me, mate.
Yeah. Rich says 𝗪𝗏 was great. It changed his opinion.
Yeah, mate. Well, he can't do nothing else because before that he was terrible, and this game he was really good. That's it. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Trod says, I hope the ones that booed 𝗪𝗲𝗀 aren't the ones that were booing 𝗪𝗵𝗲.
I thought I didn't like that. I think that's a terrible thing to do, mate.
I do.
You want to criticise a player, fine, and they all deserve it. I know. You know, when we used to leave Upton Park, we'd go to the pub afterwards. We'd whinge and bitch about all sorts of players. But while he's in that West Ham shirt, like playing in that game, no, there's no reason to boo him. That's wrong.
That's
wrong.
Right. Absolutely.
Excuse me. Really wrong.
Colin Chilvers. Good evening to you, Colin. He says, good evening, bud. You all right there, son? You're not die live on YouTube, are you?
Never know. Just mute me.
Never know
mute me for a sec. Fucking hell.
There we go. He's muted. Right, so Colin is saying, good evening, Budgie. Good morning, you wonderful gentlemen. Pleasure joining you both. Was gutted we didn't beat Leeds. Wrong side from the beginning. Too right. Would have played 𝗀𝗃, and why wasn't Wilson on the bench? Apparently he had a slight injury, Colin. It was a niggle more than an injury. Something maybe like a pulled hamstring or something. And at his age, etc., I wouldn't have risked him either. Trod says he would not have started 𝗪𝗵𝗲. He would have played Mayers over him, but he wouldn't boo him either. No, I'm with you on that. 𝗪𝗵𝗲. I think I saw. I'm pretty sure it was Gonzo's after match rundown of things, and he was basically saying that he would not be surprised if that's the last time we see 𝗪𝗵𝗲 in a West Ham shirt. Just don't read all these rants. I won't, Trodge. Don't you worry, mate. I'm kind of flick reading through everything actually. Right, Randy says if we don't play a 4-4-2, then he would like to see us play 𝗪𝗏𝗻𝗄, 𝗪𝗏, Bowen, and whichever striker like Pablo start in a 4-2-3-1 and give Wolves problems. That's not a bad shout, Randy. I think I'd prefer the 4-2-3-1 if I'm honest with you. Mark Pendleton saying Rui Silva, the assistant manager at Wolves, will know exactly what Nuno's tactics and how he's going to do what he's going to do. So he better let Paco set the tactics. Hang on, let me unmute you. You're live again, son. You're live.
Yeah. Having a coughing fit there, can you?
You're all right. You all right though, mate? Yeah.
Yeah, should be all right, man. Carry
on. Cool. Excellent. Yeah, Kurt says he's he says, certainly got to play to the strength. Nuno can see what works and what doesn't. Yeah. Traore obviously wants to repay Nuno's faith. Well, that's great. What a great motivation to get performances like we had on Sunday. And, I'm all for it. I'm absolutely all for it. In fact, that £2 million looking like a bit of a bargain this week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't like to get too carried away.
For him. No, but for that performance this week, already that looks like he's already repaying that.
Yeah, look, it'd be a bargain if he could keep up that standard of play game. But like I said, we could have won because of him. He had that one up straight onto Tatty's head that he hit the post with. Should have scored. And then he got 𝗪𝗪𝗧. Great effort by 𝗪𝗪𝗧. Fucking acrobat 𝗪𝗪𝗧. Great finish, boy. But there's two. And then you put a couple of others in there that could have led to goals. So he made a difference, Skeeter. And he could have won us the game. So if he keeps that up, fantastic.
I was saying to Kimmy, I was really chuffed with 𝗪𝗪𝗧 with that header. What a great... I mean...
What header? He didn't head it, he booted it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, he did. You're right, he did.
The big high boot gaze, and then he took Matey's head off, but got timed it brilliant.
That's right. It wasn't the head. But anyway, I was really fucking jumping up and down. I was really happy.
Yeah, it was a great moment, sir. Great moment.
Statman Ben. Good evening, Ben. Hope you're well, mate. It's just good to see you both. Yes, lads. Thank you, mate. Hope you're well, sir. Who else have we got in the chat? Randy, Ray. He says the question is, will Traore revert to type now that his chance of FA Cup glory has disappeared? No, I don't think it will, Ray. I think he's motivated, like the previous comment where he said, he wants to repay Nuno's faith, perhaps. And like I said, what a great motivation. And if that motivates performances like that, whether it be in the FA Cup or in the Premier League, if his Premier League performances dip again, like they were, then I would agree with you. But at this moment in time, I just think Traore found his feet again. Yeah. Kurt says he put in a good performance. More of it for me to give Nuno options.
Yeah, exactly what it does.
Yeah.
Exactly what it does.
Everyone's saying like Ben and whatnot. I missed what movie you were talking about, Troy, so I suppose I should go back, really. Oh, right. Troy says he was just venting A Bridge Too Far. Yeah, it was a great movie. Fantastic war movie. Here we go. Look, they're going to go on to more war movies now. Battle of the Bulge, that was another good one. There's a more recent version of it. And I found it on YouTube not too long ago. That's not a bad movie either. It's not. Richard Attenborough, correct. If Traore, Randy says, if Traore was rewarded to start left wing, we should play 𝗪𝗲𝗻 as a 10, Bowen right wing, and whoever plays striker could be a dangerous front four. Otherwise, we should stick to 4-4-2.
It's an option, and that's what it does. If Traore's can keep up that standard of performance, then it gives us more options. Not just 𝗪𝗲𝗻 or Traore. Like you said, it could play him at 10. You could play maybe 𝗪𝗲𝗻 on the right or Traore on the right, 𝗪𝗲𝗻 left. Maybe Bowen as a false 9. Or maybe a forward in front of him. So it does give you options if you've got that. We haven't had that because you wouldn't even look at before Traore. Would you start him? You go, nah, waste of time. But after that performance, you go, fuck. Well, that changes things. So it'd be interesting the side he picks against Wolves. You could have both of them in there, 𝗪𝗲𝗻 and Traore. You want to move it around?
Full Metal Jacket as usual. Yeah, great film.
Yeah, it's a good film.
Yeah.
And they knew how to make 4 films.
Yeah, and mind you though, I think that Hacksaw Ridge is a really well made film.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
That the one about the Mormon geezer?
Yeah, the one that wouldn't pick up a gun.
Yeah, it was a good film. Yeah, really good film. Yeah, interesting story.
Yeah. Officer and a Gentleman, says Mark Pendleton. Mayonnaise.
Wanker.
Mate, listen, I never liked that film. I thought it was a lot of rubbish. Adam says, I make the stewards right about re-entry. Anyone could have walked in, and it only takes one idiot to change lives forever. Look at what happened at the Ariana Grande concert in Manchester, and that's kind of the point that I was making. Well put, Adam. You know, anyone could have walked back in. You know, anyone. Rich says, didn't know where people couldn't get back in. We just walked back in and heard no complaints.
There you go.
So he must. You must have been on the other side of the stadium or something.
That's what I'm saying. Some of them doors would have been left open, some wouldn't. It's just where you saw it was shut. So, you know, that stuff's the argument about, so anyone could walk in, because there's some parts of that ground where people did walk back in and not had a problem. So, unless you're doing it the whole way around the stadium, well, they've just done it in that one part. Nonsense.
My usual says Platoon, another war movie. Apocalypse.
That's one of the best ones I heard. That was one of the best war movies.
Good evening to you, mate. Sorry if I've missed any of your previous comments. Nuno, I don't see any method at all. I haven't seen that one, mate, but sounds interesting. Is that a war movie?
Is that set in Portugal, was it?
Yeah, you know. Hamburger Hill and Full Metal Jacket, 2 modern ones, were decent, says Trod.
They were, mate.
They're like Vietnam War movies, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, but Apocalypse Now was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Jeez, that was crazy film.
Statman Ben, he says, one time we played Everton when Moyes was in charge. I got so
I remember it,
I fell
Ben.
asleep. Yeah, I fell asleep during the entire second half. Got kicked out after everyone else had left. Oh, nice one, Ben. Love that.
Well, that's Moyes football for you, Ben, mate.
Bridge on the River Kwai. Bridge over the River Kwai, I think it was called. It might have been on the River Kwai, I don't know. But yeah, that was.
I think it was on.
Yeah, who was in that? I can't remember. Oh, yeah, Alec Guinness was one of the actors in that.
Some of the old classic actors were in that. Yeah.
Yeah. Usual scissor. Deer Hunter. That was another really good film.
Great film.
Great Escape, brilliant war movie.
Saving Private Ryan. That was the most realistic. Well, that's Saving Private Ryan when they landed on D-Day. I was at Omaha Beach, and that fucking hell, that's the most realistic war shit I've ever seen.
Yeah,
that was horrible.
That is,
horrible. That was Spielberg.
Imagine watching that in fucking IMAX or something in the cinema.
Yeah. That was fucking amazing, man. That was quite scary.
Yeah.
If you ever, if anyone wants to know what war was like instead of all the glory shit, watch that landing. See how fucking how much glory was there. It was fucking
incredible. Yeah.
Brutal.
Ray says those of a certain age will remember the Ibrox sign in the North Bank.
Yeah, I very much stood next to it many times, Racer. many times. Yeah, I do. And I never knew. And as a kid, when I first went it, right, I would say this. Yeah. I never knew what ibrox was. I'm like, what the fuck's this ibrox? I didn't know what it meant till later. I've educated myself on the disaster at Ibrox Stadium in Glasgow, but I didn't know what it meant. Really strange.
Yeah. Iron Disciple says escape to victory. That was great for many reasons, including the fact that Bobby Moore and Pele were in that movie.
Apart from that's it. That's it. The rest of it's fucking what's shit.
Yeah.
We got Sylvester Stallone as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, he didn't he, Stallone?
Yeah, it was tense. But yeah, it's nice to see Bobby and Pele in it.
A few other professional players in that movie.
Loads of them, loads of them.
Yeah. Usual says All Quiet on the Western Front, another great movie, but again, another one that's been remade. And the remake of it is almost it's almost a classic tribute to the original. It's brilliant. It's a long movie, but it's brilliant.
It sort of shows the. It's another one that shows the horror more instead of the Hollywood glorifying it, and all action, whatever. But yeah, it's one of them showing the horrors. Fantastic.
Yeah. Look. Kurt's bringing us back down to earth again. He says, just keeping it simple. The first two up top, a few games where it was working. Yeah, that's true.
It was.
Mark Pendleton, The Longest Day. I do remember the title. And I do, but not remember that. I remember that as a historical thing, but I don't remember the movie for some reason.
Yes, I'm a bit like that.
Check that one out. I was more into the aviation movies like Battle of Britain and things like that. 633 Squadron, Dam Busters. They were the ones I was into.
What about Kelly's Heroes, geezer? Remember that?
Yeah, that was a great movie. Yeah, Telly Savalas.
Yeah, who's the lunatic in the? Who's the? I loved him as an actor.
Donald
the lunatic in. Donald. Not
Pleasance.
Is it Sutherland?
Yeah. Donald Sutherland.
Donald Sutherland, yeah. The lunatic in the tank. Funny as fuck.
Yeah, that's him. Donald Sutherland, yeah. He's got that. His son is that actor as well now, isn't he? 𝗪𝗓𝗄 Sutherland.
Yeah.
That
was a good. Yeah.
Yeah. Usual Saving Private Ryan. Yeah,
it's the one.
Another one saying. Randy's given us the Champions League results, and yesterday's and tonight's. Sporting 0, Arsenal 1, Real 1, Bayern 2, PSG 2, Liverpool 0, Barcelona with 10 men 0, Atletico Madrid 2. From the first legs.
Good team, Atletico, right? Good team.
Yeah.
I watched the Bayern Real Madrid game last night. Fucking good game. Bayern in the first half was fantastic. He scored a banger again, didn't he, Kane? Kane scored another banger.
He keeps on scoring, doesn't he?
Unbelievable.
Keeps on scoring.
It was a good game.
But he is taking penalties as well, though. So,
Yeah, but he's still scoring loads of goals from open play, mate. Still. Loads.
I know. I just hate giving him any credit. Hate it.
No, I do, because I think he's the best fucking striker England have ever produced. Do.
Perhaps.
Simple as that. Do you know his very first goal, Gazer? His very first goal, I just want to mention it because the commentator said it. His very first goal in professional football, senior goal, was for Orient. There you go.
Yes, I did know that, actually. I did know that. And that was on his second appearance. So there you go. I did know that. So Mark says Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah.
Movie. Cheers, guys, says Kurt. Cheers, mate.
That's good.
Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to hit that like button, guys, says Statman Ben. Cheers, Ben. Nice one, mate. Patton, another good movie. Well done, usual.
Brilliant. Great film. That boy, was it Steiger? Was it Rod Steiger?
Rod Steiger,
yeah. Was it him? I think it was him, but fuck me, what a performance. That's when you had proper actors.
No, weren't Patton played by Robert
I think I got it wrong.
Robert Duvall, I think it was.
No, it weren't Robert Duvall. I can see the geezer. It's not Robert Duvall. It might not be Rod Steiger.
I'm gonna look it up. Hang on.
But fuck me, he was brilliant.
Who played Patton in the movie? There we go. George C. Scott.
That's who it was. George C. Scott. You're right.
George C. Scott. Yeah. Yeah. Rich says hit the like button unless you're Spurs. Even if you're Spurs, hit the like button. Lynn says, do you think Sullivan will sell if we go down? Good chance of it, Lynn. I'm not 100% on that. I don't really get into the financial stuff. Neither does Kieran, really.
Wouldn't have a clue. Wouldn't have a clue.
The best way of the best people to ask would be perhaps either Russ and Anton, Gio and Gonzo, or the boys over at Hammer's Chat. West Ham Fan TV.
I don't think the thing is,
I ain't got a clue. But I
don't think Sullivan fucking knows whether he would or not. They mind fucking anyone else. Don't know where he's fucking. So who knows? I mean, to me, it wouldn't seem sensible because once you get relegated, your team's worth less. The whole package is worth less, and I think he'd rather sell it when it's worth more. So I thought there's more chance of him selling it in the Premier League than it would be in the Championship. But he might.
Yeah.
Who fucking knows? Yeah. You still need a buyer. No matter the fact that he wants to sell it, you need a buyer. I'm not sure anyone's stepping up to fucking buy it. That's the thing.
No individuals, anyway. Conglomerates,
right.
Maybe. I've got a comment here for you, Kieran. Adam says he's sorry, but he does disagree with you. For one, the stewards were right to refuse re-entry to protect everyone else. As a dad, taking his daughter, he wouldn't have felt safe letting people come back in. And number two, and in capital letters, don't fucking leave before the final whistle.
No, I don't agree with that, Adam. There you go. We were totally in disagreement because I think you should leave whenever you fucking want. I don't give a fuck. If you think your team's shit and you can't watch it anymore, fucking leave. If you've got to catch a train, fucking leave. Do what you want. You paid for your ticket.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Is it a good look, Adam? You know, people leaving early? No, it never is. It never is. But sometimes it's fucking hard to watch. Yeah, so I just think you should do what you want to do.
This weekend, the weekend we play Everton and the final weekend of the season are so crucial for us. Says Adam. Moyes could send us down or keep us up with his Everton team. They're chasing Champions League.
Yeah, an outside chance, but they've got an outside chance. My problem is, I think the two games out of them three, Palace, Wolves and Everton, the Everton's one's least likely to get anything from. But if we can beat Wolves and Palace, we know we got Leeds the last game of the season. We can beat them. Everton, fuck me, if we picked up a point from that, would be fabulous. I'd take that, man, because Everton have been so good away from home this season. They've got one of the best records in the Premier League. They are definitely chasing Europe, Champions League, maybe. So, it's the Palace and Wolves game we need 6 points from. That's what we need. Yeah. And I mean need.
Rod says Moyes will fancy a corner against us. I think anyone will fancy a corner against us right now.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man. Tough 3 games. And our season hinges on them 3 games.
Yeah, Everton have to play Brentford next, which is huge for the European race.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's a lot to be fought for in the European places there, mate. A lot.
Mark says at least Everton have got proper centre forwards to choose from. Yeah, that's what's his name? 𝗪𝗀𝘀 𝗹𝗶H. He seems to be doing all right for himself, helping himself by
he's doing all
the goals this season, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's doing that for Leeds, geezer. He's doing it for Leeds, not Everton. They've got Beto, and they've got another one there.
Oh yeah, sorry.
𝗪𝗀𝘀's playing for Leeds.
Yeah, he used to play for Everton, didn't he?
You just seen
That's
it.
where I'm getting. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, not him. Beto, it is Beto that's getting a few goals for him. Absolutely. Trod wants to know, is Tatty really a centre forward? I don't know.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is, George. I don't think he is. I'm not sure what he is.
Yeah. I think Pablo is more of a creative midfielder, in my opinion.
I don't know.
You know, well, maybe
I don't know what they are.
Creative midfielder. I think Pablo's more number 8 than anything else.
I don't know what to fucking think of either of them, to be honest. But we seem to be better when they're in the team. So, but like I said before, I don't think they're going to get you goals. If they could score goals, they turned it round, and all of a sudden they're banging in goals. We've got every chance of staying up there. Just don't see the goals coming from them. I can see them coming from Somerville, Bowen, maybe Fernandez, maybe 𝗁. I don't see them getting the goals we need. But I hope they do turn it around. I'm wrong, and they start banging in goals. Then we'll survive. But I just don't see it.
A new commenter, Claret and Blue Forever 66. Good evening, Claret.
Hey, mate.
Evening, guys. Love your show. My point, don't understand the mentality of these so-called business plank owners. Imagine having Antonio and Lingard on pay-as-you-go deals like Traore.
Nobody understands it. That's the thing. I've never understood them since I've been here, but yeah, they're just Well, you can source all West Ham's problems back to the ownership. Nearly all of them, from their recruitment to their managers they pick. They get one right here and there, and they don't get most right. Even go back to Pellegrini and Lopetegui and Potter. Fucking Jesus Christ.
Adam's saying that Tatty's disallowed goal would be allowed under next season's rules, as now there has to be clear daylight between the players to be deemed offside.
Are you sure about that, Adam? That's coming in? I've heard it. So what is that?
The full body now then? It has to be the full body, doesn't it?
Fuck knows what. I think it's wrong the way they're doing it. You know, where your shoulders offside or your nose. Yeah, which we've seen recently. I've always believed when it first come in VAR, if your feet are onside, I think that should be onside. I think it's the simplest way to do it. Clear daylight is going to be fucking. Then none of them will be offside because mostly these days it's knees offside, the shoulders offside, the head's offside. It's fucking crazy. But I can't believe they'd go to the other extreme of clear daylight. Wow, I'd be amazed. There'll be a lot more goals if that's the case, I'll tell you that much. Fucking shit.
They're talking about the difference in the offside decisions and that. And Disasi's goal stood because his foot was in front of the player rather than behind. The defender put his head to Axel's foot. So the defender had the advantage of momentum over Disasi, so they gave the goal. Yes?
Yeah, and he never connected with his head. He got it in there before it reached that player. So to me, it was always a good goal. It's not a problem. But You never know what they disallow goals for these days.
Yeah. Darren Fletcher and Alan McQuest apparently confirmed that's why Disasi's goal was allowed.
Right. Okay. Always thought he was good.
Watching. Iron says he was watching back the 86-87 season back on YouTube with 𝗪𝗃𝗃 and 𝗁𝗃𝗃. Holy crap, that was a beastly team. Then I contrasted it watching the 98-99 season. And I think you'll find that there is a big contrast. Massive.
I think it was 85-86, Iron. 85-86.
The 85-86 season was better than the 86-87 season. And I've got to be honest with you, if you saw that in its entirety and saw all of the work that 𝗁𝗃𝗃 and 𝗪𝗃𝗃𝗃 put in, and all the players around them, don't get me wrong, you know, there's some great players around them. But
I'll always remember that. I'll always remember that season, Geezer, because that's the last season that was my last season going home and away. Yeah, because I left in 87 to come to Australia. So that season, what a fucking send-off that was. That was a great season, man. 𝗁𝗃𝗃 𝗪𝗃𝗃 tearing it up. It was fabulous. Really fabulous.
Yeah. Dad says that Leeds and Forest are still both in the relegation battle. They are indeed.
Yeah, they are. They're still there.
Kurt says he's pleased that Disasi got on the score sheet. He's a calm, decent player. Absolutely, good. Kurt. And, you know, I was going nuts when his goal went in. I was going nuts. Yeah. And the fact that his foot was head height, that's why I got confused with saying about the header and stuff as well. But I was just delighted that he got the goal. I mean, you know, I've been basically, you know, playing his tune every week. I've really, really been impressed with the guy.
I think everyone has been impressed with him. He's settled in so well.
Chelsea fans have got their own nickname for him, but I think right at this moment in time, we couldn't have asked.
But this is the thing. I had no preconceptions of this guy because I've never seen him. I didn't know he was any fucking good or shit. And I heard he was poor. I heard he was poor at Villa when he went on loan. I hadn't seen it, so I went, all right, let's have a look. And my God, he settled in well. And not say he had an average game against Villa, but not terrible. And that's about it. Other than that, he's been superb. And a great loan signing. It's a shame. Yeah. I doubt if we'll end up keeping him. That's the problem.
Yeah. Daz is saying, let it all out, Kieran.
Yeah, sorry about that, boys. A bit of a frog in my throat there, boy.
Iron says he started crying when he saw Finn get the first save. He was happy for
it. Was good. Oh, God, didn't you think it was written? It looked like it was written in the stars, didn't it, that he would get us through it with a save, and it weren't, unfortunately.
Yeah, he tried, he did his job, and he showed his heart. Absolutely, man.
Cheeky, cocky little fucker, though, wasn't it? Giving it to the players coming up. He was giving it to them.
Fair play. Fair play.
Cocky little fucker. You know what I mean? Real cocky.
Confident in his own talent, I would say.
I think so.
You know? He showed that with the first save. Team for Friday from Colin. Hermanson, agreed. KWP, disagree. I do agree. It's AWB I would have disagreed with. KWP, yes. 𝗪𝗃𝗃𝗃, yes. Disasi, yes. Diouf, yes. Fernandez and 𝗁𝗃𝗃, 𝗁𝗃𝗃, okay. Somerville, Wilson, Bowen. Not sure if Wilson is going to be okay.
Kante again. He done well when he come on, Kante. He's raw, geezer. He's a raw boy, but Jesus, he doesn't mind. He doesn't mind getting forward and fucking trying to burst through. It's not impressed me, that young lad. I just think he's a bit raw, maybe a bit early for the Premier League, maybe. But my God, but he does give you an option in that midfield, whether you risk it with these games you've got left.
I think what's happening is that We know that Nuno has eyes on the under-23s. Whether they're his own eyes or eyes that he trusts, he has eyes on the under-23s. And he probably watches games and highlights, etc. And he's probably said to Kante, go out there and do what you do for the under-23s. Do not change your game. Because that's exactly how that boy plays.
It's just another option.
Yeah.
Look, I do believe, though,
fearless.
After 𝗪𝗪𝗀 and Potts' disaster in the first half, you might not see them again. So Kante might be an option after that.
Yeah.
𝗪𝗪𝗀's one of them guys. He's either really good or really shit. You never noticed that. When he played well, he was
and
good.
It's like a 70-30 split. He's 70% shit and 30% good. You know, time split.
Just on that game, he was so. I don't know.
He's more often a hindrance than a help. You know. But yeah, in as far as Kante's concerned, yeah, that's how he plays. When he came on, and when he comes on for us, like for the
he's had a couple
team, he plays of good cameos in his under-23s, and I've watched him in the under-23s, and that's exactly how he plays.
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure you'll see it. I don't think you will see him against Wolves, but it is an option to come on later.
But he'll be on the bench.
He might come on later. Yeah, he'll be on the bench for sure.
Yeah.
Could be an option later on. We'll see with that one.
Yeah, mate. Let's scroll down a little bit and see where we've got and if we've got anybody new in the chat. I'm going past quite a lot of the comments because a lot of them are talking about each other as well. Talking to each other.
Okay.
Steve Palmer, I've probably missed one or two of your comments. I apologise for it. But he says, 5 at the back for the rest of the season. Nailed on from Nuno the coward.
I'm not sure, Steve. I'm not sure. But you never know. You never know, but I'm not sure it will be. But yeah, it's a tough one to pick. It depends. That's down to Nuno. If he thinks that gets you 3 points every game, then we'll see. I don't think it will. But yeah, we'll see. Shouldn't be against Wolves anyway. We should be going to try and beat Wolves and really attack them and have the 2 up front for me. Or the 3 up front, if you like, in the top 3. But we'll see. Hard to know with Nuno these days.
Yeah.
Or any days.
Yeah.
What he'll pick.
Yeah. There's quite a few comments on movies, including MASH. Remember that?
A great series, yeah. MASH was good. It was a good series.
Sylvester Stallone, the worst goalkeeper ever.
Get him in. Get him in.
Yeah. Yep. Iron Stallone was the goalkeeper. Look it up. It's called, what's it called?
Escape to Victory.
Oh, my God. Escape to Victory. That's the one. Yeah, look it up, Iron. It's quite funny. And you'll see the great Bobby Moore and the great Pele. There's a few other professional players in there as well. I think Ray Houghton was in there. Young Ray Houghton.
Don't know about that. Don't know. It's been a long, long time. Might be Franz Beckenbauer.
Yeah, maybe. There was, players from a Polish. There was a Polish player in amongst them all as well. Adam says, I've heard that Stallone's going to play the part of Roberto in a movie about West Ham. Mate, James wants to know, is there any Shark Watch tonight, Kieran?
No, Jamesy. Nothing that I've heard, man. Nothing I've heard.
Well, I can tell you that I can give you something we can talk about. So
Right.
let's have this little video here. Right, so I didn't forewarn you about this, Kieran. I should have done, but so there's a place called 𝗪𝗀𝗪 in Mexico, right? And the coastline is part of the Caribbean Sea, right? So there was a 72-year-old man from Richland, Western Australia. He's gone there on holiday and he's scuba diving, and while he was swimming, a crocodile lunged at him. He tried to fight it off, but it bit down on his arm and took him down, started doing a death roll. While it was doing that, this man's kicking it in the guts and pounding on its head, trying to gouge its eyes out and that. And apparently the crocodile let him go. He burst up to the surface and people pulled him up, right? He's probably lived in Australia all his life and never seen a crocodile. Goes to Mexico and gets fucking attacked by one. There's the irony.
Yeah.
Right? You know, there's the irony in the story. But, yeah, he went to Mexico and got attacked by a salty.
And he survived, obviously.
He survived. Yes, he did indeed. And apparently there was a 14-year-old kid in Indonesia who was attacked by a shark, but apparently survived that attack, minor injuries, and taken to hospital. Yeah,
because the boy out of Western Australia, there are no crocs over in Western Australia. They're all in the North Queensland and the Northern Territory. So, no.
That's why I said he's probably never seen a croc in his life.
Probably
lives
never.
On a continent where you and I have been reporting on them, it seemed like on a fucking daily basis at one point.
At one point it was, yeah.
Yeah, but shark and whatever. But, you know, like there's been a few croc attacks in Australia. But like I'm saying, the man's probably never encountered one, probably never would while he's in his homeland because of where he lives.
No, he wouldn't.
And then goes on holiday and gets attacked by a salty. He must have followed him thinking, you should have come up north.
See, the croc attacks are so rare because people know if there's crocs in the river or you've got salties around the beaches there in, say, north of Cairns, when I was in Cairns and that, you just didn't go in. You went to the islands and you could swim and snorkel and whatever, but you didn't do around the coastline because the salties are there. People don't go in. That's why they're so rare.
And they'll come up onto the mainland rather than swim across to an island.
Yeah. Very rare you'll see a croc near an island. Very, very rare. Right. So people up there do not swim in the beaches there. Beautiful beaches, and they don't swim in them because it's fucking dangerous. Yeah. Plus, they've got the 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗃 fucking jellyfish that can fuck you as well. So they don't. And but when it comes to all the other beaches around Australia, everyone knows there's shitloads of sharks out there, and they all swim and they surf and they take the punt. But no one does with crocs. Usually, it's an idiot that gets bitten by a croc, right? Because if you're going in swimming in a river or a creek where they're in there, and you're going, "I'll be right." No, you might not be.
Mark R's says oddball. I don't know what that's about, but I've got an oddballs beanie. It's a work hat. you know, I use it for work. As you can see, it's got paint on it. But
Right.
yeah. So I don't know why I was scrolling through and saw that. What else have we got? Trudge says 4-0 scored. Did you say, Mark? No, he said he had a good game. I don't remember him saying he scored. Randy says PSG beating Liverpool was not a shock, as they are far better and Liverpool are really poor at the moment. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's true.
it's not a shock. No, I would have picked PSG to win that game. PSG at home too, wouldn't they?
Yeah, Trudge. Yeah, it was just that he played really well for Betis, either tonight or last night. Last night, I think it was. Mark says good evening to me and good morning to you, sir.
G'day, Mark.
Good evening, Mark. Yep, Iron says Patton was George C. Scott.
Yeah,
Robert Mitchum. I think he's been in quite a few war movies, hasn't he, Robert Mitchum?
He sure has. Yeah,
the longest day being one of them. John Wayne, Richard
Robert Mitchum,
Richard Burton,
Rod Steiger. Yeah, all the good actors. There's so many good actors around at that time. They hardly exist now. They're all fucking useless. But there was so many.
Yeah, he did a monologue about being at the Battle of Carthage.
Yeah, that was brilliant. The monologue he did was in that film was fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. There you go. Usual says 4-0 played well, but he didn't score tonight.
Right. Had a good game.
Claret and Blue Forever says Inglourious Bastards. Brad Pitt.
Yeah, that was good. Brad Pitt was good in that. Yeah, it was a good film. Yeah, very clever.
What was the movie Netflix series coming out about the Portuguese football manager? Can't remember what it's called, says Iron. I haven't seen anything about it.
No.
Sorry, I'm slurping on coffee. I haven't seen anything about it, mate. Iron says, we've seen what happens when you let anyone in when that Arsenal fan was in the West Ham end. Yeah. That's not just one incident either, Iron. That has happened on many incidents. I've witnessed it myself. I've witnessed it myself at least, 3 or 4 times I've witnessed.
There's not just one. There's loads. There's loads of away supporters. I keep hearing it from people all the time. Every week. That's an issue.
Yeah. Kieran says thumbs up and nice little purple heart for you. Liverpool lucky to get away with a 2-0 defeat.
Yeah, really.
And Blue Forever says, cheer up, lads. West Ham 3, Wolves 1. Spuds 0, Sunderland 5. Good weekend. Oh, mate. If that happens, Claret and Blue, mate, I swear to God, I will get you. If Sunderland beat Spurs 5-0 at the weekend, I promise you, I will persuade Russ and Anton to send you a prize. Right? If that is the scorelines for both matches, you will win a prize. I promise you.
We'll win a prize, guys.
I'll supply the prize myself if I have to. Usual Liverpool season is done. If they don't win the second leg, other than top 5, yeah.
No, I think the season is done.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, they are done, mate. Liverpool, they're 4.
Yeah.
Cape Fear, another good film.
Yeah, it was a good film. Trod says Somerville and Bowen and Adama should be able to be good on the counter. That's very true. And, you know, that kind of, for me, that's why I would go for the, you know, 4-2-3-1 or whatever it is. Yeah, 4-2-3-1. Yeah. That's why I would go with that. And I would have Somerville on the left, Adama in the middle, Bowen on the right, because we know that Somerville's best off on the left. We know that Bowen's best off on the right. Let's give Adama the centre line. Let him run that. Have, you know, Fernandez and perhaps, I don't know. Who would you put with Fernandez in a two-man midfield?
𝗁 has to be. Yeah, that's the, I don't think we've got a lot of choices.
It has to be for me. No, it has to be for me too. And then, yeah, AN other up front. It doesn't really matter who's up front as long as they can find bloody onion bag. You know what I mean?
I'll leave it to Nuno how he does it. And
yeah,
look, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced Somerville was 100% fit, and that's I might be reading more into it than it is. I'm not convinced he's 100% fit,
yeah.
but and so I'm not sure he'll start. And but if he is 100% fit, then he's got a real, you know, not dilemma, but decisions to make how to set up that front and to try and win the fucking game. Now, I think once you Traore had that half he had on the left wing there, I think you've got to play him again. I really do. So, how you switch that around, I think he has to play there again. Like I said, he set up one goal, he set up another that he should have scored. He had another couple of good balls into the box. Fucking hell, man! Yeah. Just let him cook while he's cooking. So,
great game.
It's a hard. So Nuno's got all them decisions to make. I'd leave it to him. But
I apologise now if I've missed some of your comments, Damien. But good evening, welcome to the show. What do we do with Max Kilman, lads? He says.
Well, there's not much we can do, mate. If everyone else is fit, he doesn't play.
If we can get a quid for him, I'd say we take it. You know,
we're not going to get much.
He has to go.
I feel sorry. Look,
he's not
at the end of the day, right? In the game, right? But he didn't have a bad game. He made a mistake, right, with the penalty, and he could have given away the other penalty, which was fucking touch and go, whether that was a penalty. He made that mistake. My thing is, guys, when I play football here, especially at Surfers, right? I was playing with guys that played international football for the Australian youth team. I played against internationals that were current at the time. And when you talk to all these players, mate, they'll all tell you, right, at that level, nobody means to make a mistake. Nobody means to. They do, and they make clangers and whatever. They don't mean to. So they also don't get on, because I was always fucking barking, right, on the pitch. And they'd pull me up and say, hey, don't fucking slag him off because he made a mistake. He didn't mean to fucking make a mistake. That was their attitude. All right. And I'm going, shit, maybe you're right, because he doesn't.
Yeah.
Now you can slag them off, right? You know, they're one-on-one with the keeper. They've got a boy to the left, just pass it to him, he taps it in, and they don't. Yes, that. But to try and do a genuine tackle and get it wrong, he didn't mean to. And so I've got a bit of sympathy for Kilman, even though it happens too often. And the trouble is with the £40 million price tag, it makes it worse. You know, if we'd paid $5 million for Kilman,
on him.
Exactly, Budge, and we expect more from him, right, to get it right, and he doesn't. He seems to have a calamity in him, you know, every other game. But he didn't have a bad game in total against Leeds. And I say that's why I could never boo him when he's still playing in a West Ham shirt in the game. I could never
boo him, you know.
I could never do that.
You know, to be fair, you know, I wouldn't boo any ex-player that ever returned either. Not unless it was somebody really drastic, like, you know, I don't know.
I don't either.
I suppose Paul Ince I would have done, but, you know, I mean, I think that's probably as drastic as it got.
I'm just not. I can't waste my time booing people. I go back to the pub afterwards, criticise the fuck out of them, right? But they're not hearing me. They're not hearing that. And I think it's detrimental to the player when you're booing him. He's on the pitch. Your own fans are booing you. Fuck me, man. That ain't helping the team. Yeah. That ain't helping us get back in the game. You know, it's not a good thing. I don't like it. I'm never will.
Yeah, that would be nice again, wouldn't it, Rich? Get Harson and Kitson back in. Yeah, what a great pairing that was.
Pablo and Tatty are not quite the same.
Mark Pendleton suggests that we sell him to Millwall. No, because it'll come back and bite us in the fucking arse if they get promoted.
Even though they lost the other day, didn't they? Sort of fucked them up a bit. There you go.
Yeah. Damien's obviously talking about Tatty and Pablo. He says they will run through more than Slow Krug. Quite like that. Slow Krug. Right, we're talking about lineups and stuff here. James Bong says, for my 10 cents worth, he says, I personally have never disappeared early at a game, but you pay your money and you make your choice. But then complaining about not getting back in is laughable, he says. And that's kind of really what I agree with.
I agree with that. My point is whether they should shut the fucking doors and anyone, I don't give a fuck, right? But to complain about not getting back, you left. Tough shit. You can't get back in. I agree with that, but I do believe you've got the right to leave whenever you fucking want. Mate, I turned up, right, we went to Watford one year, guys, right? Got caught up on a motorway, fucking getting there and whatever. And we got to the ground, I think, oh no, we're 15 minutes, 20 minutes late. I think we were 2-0 down. Right? We turned around, got back in the car and fucked off. How's that? We didn't even go in to leave early. We just fucked off. We were shit at the time, so we knew it was only going to get worse, and I think it did. I think we might have lost 4-0. I'd read fuck.
I told you about the story about me going to watch us against Southampton, didn't I?
I think you did, guys. That might be after us.
I got up nice and early.
Showered
and shaved and everything. Got myself all dressed up, looking good. Gets on the train, goes all the way to Southampton, turns up at the Dell, and there's some geezer sweeping the floor. I'm like, where is everybody? He went, what do you mean, where is everybody? They've all gone to fucking London to watch him against West Ham. And I'm like, what the fuck? I thought it was an away match. I'd gone to an away match, but it was at home. Yeah.
Well done.
And that was when I was about 20, 21. So I was senile before my time, really.
You should have fucking known better then.
Iron Disciple wants to know why ''𝗪𝗏 was out. I think he...
there was something. Some kind of knock. I know. There's very limited information about it from what I've seen, but who knows?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it wasn't him that had the head injury, was it?
But I have no doubt if he could play, he could play. Because you've got to remember, that Villa game, when they...
Calf problem, apparently.
Yeah, when he went down, when we went down at the warm-up, and we were meant to be playing a back three, and then all of a sudden he changed it and didn't play Kilman. I went, wow, he's never going to play Kilman. So to play him in this game, they must have been fucking injured, both of them. And it seems that they were.
Yeah.
So,
there
was no choice.
Was really the only senior.
You had to play him.
Player he had, yeah. Mark says Mavro loves a bang to the canister.
Sure does, mate. He does.
Yeah. Him and Socek and
Socek's pretty good at it.
One or two before him as well. All going back to the great man Billy Bonds. Yeah. So Just a quick question, guys. I don't know how many of you caught it, but if you haven't, have you watched last week's show on Rewind or anything? But I don't know what you think of the new intro that we've got. Let me know if you've seen it. Let me know what you think of it. Should we keep it or should I go back to the old one? And should I play it again before we finish tonight? There's a question. Yeah. The new. I just want to know what you think of the new intro, or should I go back to the old ones with the old tune on them? Right. Iron Disciple did correct himself. It was the 85-86 season that he meant, not the 86.
Yeah, I thought it might be.
Yeah.
It was fantastic season.
Yeah.
One of my favourites ever.
So they're talking about next season, and Kurt says Kante would benefit from a loan. He thinks he's too strong for the 21s, and that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah. And I think a League One or Championship loan. I think a Championship loan would probably be the right way to go. But even League One, there's some good games in that league. But
no, but right? But. If we're in the Championship, then we keep him. Because what's the point in putting him in loan anywhere else? Because I think he could do well in the Championship.
He won't get a loan if we're in the Championship.
Exactly. We might need him. Exactly. It's that. If we're in the, I don't think he's quite Premier League quality yet. Or no. In his, a bit rough edges there. But if we're in the Championship, fuck yeah. I think that boy's, we need it.
Yeah. Damien says Potts is shy. I don't agree with that. I think he had a shit game, but I don't think he's a shit player.
No, I don't either. I think it's another one. I got a funny feeling he's another.
Noble.
He is in that vein, but I do believe he could be Championship standard, and he might thrive there as well. Again, if we end up in the Championship, Potts could be important.
Look at Mark Noble. He was a steady Premier League player, but if he'd have been in the Championship, he'd have been outstanding.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But he was a steady Premier League player.
I think that's what Potts.
I don't think Potts. I don't think Potts is a steady Premier League player as yet. Where he could become that, maybe. I don't know. But at the moment, he looks Championship level. And like I said, we might need him next season. We don't know yet.
Damien says, night. Oh, good night, mate. Take care.
Night, Damien, sir.
Iron says he agrees with Damien. The Potts ain't it. Not yet. He's not the polished gem.
No.
But he's the rough. He's the rough stone in the ore, as it were.
I just don't know if he's Premier League. I don't think he's Premier League myself.
Trod says if he keeps developing, Kante could be amazing.
Could be. And that's the potential you can see the potential there.
As good as the likes of 𝗁𝗏𝗏 and those kinds of players. You can see
I want him to do it. I want to see him as good as Vieira, geezer. That's where I want him to be. Now in a couple of years' time, he might be.
And all that. Yeah.
I don't know, but I see a rough diamond geezer, and he's impressing me, man. He really is. But we'll see. It might take him a couple of more years, but I do like him.
Steve says he's got zero faith in Nuno.
Yeah, I'm a bit 50-50 on that.
He thinks we're done and down. Mark says the word meh sums up Potts.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit more enthusiastic about him than that. Let's wait and see. I mean, look, I bet you were singing his praises when he had a good game when he was first being used, though, Mark. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think we all were. Like I think he's a steady Eddie.
As I said, I think he had a shit game the other day, but he ain't a shit player. That's my opinion. And you're entitled to your opinion, of course, Mark. But
none of them are shit players, though, geezer. But there's just sometimes I've always said it to you, haven't I, about levels. There's levels to football from under 21 to Premier League. You're fucking crazy to make that jump to do any good. You know, from Championship to Premier League is a massive jump. So it's hard, man. They're not all of them are good players to be where they are. They're bloody good players. It's just whether you can reach the levels of Premier League. And it's a tough fucking ask, man, for a young lad. Really.
So, usual saying, West Ham are 5-6 to win. Wolves are 16-5 to win. And the draw is at 11-4.
Jesus. I don't even know what that means.
𝗪𝗲𝘀 that's one of the other players that's in that movie, Escape to Victory.
Was he?
𝗪𝗲𝘀 yes. Yeah, he was.
Was he at?
Man City
He's
player.
at
Yes.
Man City. Yeah, he's at City. Yeah.
And that's why, that's Colin Bell. I think he might have even been.
Yeah. Possibly.
Wolves with no away wins is the stat that worries Mark Pendleton.
Yeah.
And that is a worry because they
didn't have a win till they played us, did they? They fucking did after that.
Yeah.
And they put a win on the board.
So Daz is now asking the question, what's our prediction for Friday? Now, I'm beginning to dislike this part of the fucking show. Thank you very much, Daz.
Even though I got it right, I almost got it right against Leeds. I said it will go down to fucking penalties, be on a knife edge, which it was. The whole game was on a knife edge.
Before we do that, let's just quickly, I'm a few minutes behind with it. So, hindsight, well, obviously, that was when I played the Croc intro. Randy's saying, here we go. Hindsight with all the sharks and crocs and whatnot. Bear stories needed, says Mark. I'm working on that. They're all coming out of Japan. And do you know what? At the moment in Japan, that they have got a massive problem with bear attacks. Massive. Loads of people are getting killed by the native bear there. I think they're black bears. I'm not 100% certain. But whatever bear they are, they're killing a lot of hikers and stuff. So, yes. There are going to be some bear stories coming up, Mark. Promise you. Get in. Right. Attack-tastic. Right. What else we got? Right. Okay, so I'm going to just stop there. And, right, let's talk about our predictions for Friday then. You want to go first or shall I?
You go, sir. I'm not.
Yeah, thanks for that, cuz.
I don't.
Nice one, mate.
I'm struggling to. I have to predict a win because it's a win needed, right? There's no ifs or buts. There's no point in me saying, yeah, we'll get a point against fucking what's name. There's no point because I know it's do or die here. This is do or die shit. So I've got to go for the generic sort of we'll win 2-1. I'll give that out. Am I confident of that? Not really. But we've got to win, guys. I don't give a fuck how bad it is, how shit it is, how crap we play, as long as we win it.
Yeah, I've got a prediction that at half-time we're going to go in with a deficit. I think we'll be maybe 1-0 down at half-time. And I think we'll come out in the second half stronger because that kind of seems to be, you know, the common denominator in most of our games. We're coming out stronger in the second half. And I think we'll win 3-1. That's my prediction.
I hope that's the case.
Time, and we come back
I'd love to.
3-1.
I'd love to get to the last 10 minutes where we've got it wrapped up and just stop the stress and the anxiety.
Yeah.
But this is West Ham. This is West Ham, mate. They don't do that. It's always anxiety.
Absolutely. Kurt says he'd take a 2-1 for Friday.
Yeah, it would be good.
Randy says hopefully a 2-0 win, but we got to get the 3 points.
Whatever.
We should win usual. Iron says he pulled a Happy Gilmore on the crocodile. Throwing elbows at his head. He was throwing elbows and punching it with his free arm. Absolutely amazing. Budgie done his research. I did it today. Did a little bit of research. I had my little piece of paper with my notes on it. So yeah, I did my research.
Ooh.
What else we got here? Irish Tommy's in the house. Good evening, Irish. Or Tommy.
Hey, Tommy, son.
He says, good evening, Budgie and Kieran. Good evening to you, sir. Glad you could join us. Thank you very much.
Can you, geezer, before we go, can you hear that fucking geezer? My neighbour next door just fired up a fucking chainsaw. Fucking hell. I don't know how bad you can hear it.
Yeah, we can hear it. Don't worry, mate. But if it gets too much, we'll let you know. I can't hear anything at the moment, just you.
No, he's got it on idle at the moment. It's just about to go, though. I can feel it. Yeah.
Oh, great. People saying hello to Tommy. So Randy says, Damien, to answer your 𝗀𝗻𝗃 question, I think we either sell him for a loss to a Premier rival or we loan him, unless the club try and give him some help for his mental health. I wasn't really aware that he had mental health issues, actually.
He might do after being booed the other night.
Yeah, probably.
That wouldn't help.
All right. Yeah, so Mark R. saying, sorry, Budge, oddball. Donald Sutherland's character in Kelly's Heroes.
Oh, that was his name? Oddball. Yeah, I think it was, yeah. It's a great character in it. Yeah.
Everyone's saying hello to Tom. Daz saying we need some luck on Friday.
Always need a bit of luck.
Yeah, I think we need a little.
Always need a bit of luck. We didn't have it against. Didn't have the luck against Leeds. But
yeah, I think we need the killer instinct. I think we need a little bit of the killer instinct on Friday, don't you?
Well, you create your own luck, don't you? Like I said, that shot from Bowen out of nowhere, bang, inside of the post, comes back out. That could have gone in just for the same money, and there was your luck. The luck could have been it just hit the inside of the post and went in, and we win the game. Yeah, and we didn't have that bit of luck. And like Tatty hitting the fucking post, even though I don't think that's down to luck, that's bad finishing.
Yeah,
now he's going. But there you go. But against Sunderland, if it takes luck to beat Wolves, I'll take it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Colin's saying West Ham 3-1 win, and then Sunderland to beat Wolves. Sunderland to beat Spurs 2-1.
That's the result I don't believe in. I think Spurs are going to win that game.
Yeah.
I think they'll beat Sunderland.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see that. And I want to convince myself that's the thing, because if Sunderland do win it, I'll be over the fucking moon. It'll be even better.
Damien agrees with you. I think that's about Gilman. I don't
know.
Gilman could paint the porter cabins at Rush Green.
Yeah, we're not. We are going to take we'll probably sell him, and we're going to take a massive loss.
Yeah,
it's a shame.
Rich says, "Don't boo him, just get rid."
Yeah,
that's sometimes easier said than done, mate. When you've got a fucking dead horse on your hands, nobody wants it because they're looking for a racer. He says that 𝗀𝗻𝗃 ain't shit, Damien. So, well, he's not been very good for us. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, mate. Maybe moving on to another club will improve his game.
Yeah, and then for him personally, that's what you hope for. That he goes somewhere and does a decent job, because he's not for us, and it's a shame that it didn't work out, but it didn't. And the same with 𝗪𝗓. 𝗪𝗓 was one of them that made fucking fatal mistakes nearly every game. He didn't work out.
He had some cracking games as well, though.
Yeah, well,
he had a couple of
I know,
a few cracking games.
He was a calamity as well. So, I just, these players, none of these are shit to reach the levels they have. So it's just not, sometimes players don't work out. 𝗀𝗻's one of them. He isn't working out. He isn't performing as well as he should be.
Luke Valentini. Good evening, Luke. Thank you for joining. Thank you for commenting, mate. He doesn't deserve to be booed. Just say negative comments.
Exactly. I mean, he doesn't deserve it. No player deserves to be booed. If they're playing for you, guys, in a West Ham shirt, you should not be booing them, even if they're shite, even if they're terrible. You want to criticise them later? Fine.
Yeah. Damien says he's overpriced. He's overpriced, down the pecking order, and low on confidence, but he is not shit.
No, I think that's fair. Because at the end of the day, what we did, we stupidly played 40 fucking million from Wolves. Who the fuck? Yeah. That was Lopetegui, wasn't it? What a stupid. Who the fuck negotiated that? Who negotiated that? Look at that. If we'd brought him in for 10 million, which is probably what he was worth, maybe 15, then it wouldn't be so bad. But that 40 million price tag and his performances.
Yeah, if he'd have been 22 million or something, it would have been more bearable. But
it's not.
40 million was a big price tag.
It's ridiculous.
Says, weren't Palace interested in him, 𝗀𝗻? I can't remember, mate. I know that we had some interest in one of their defenders. I can't remember who that was now. But I can't remember 𝗀𝗻 being linked with them. Mark says that Ben Johnson and Flynn Downs could come up while we go down.
Yeah, possibility.
Is Ben Johnson still with Fulham?
No, where's he? Ipswich, isn't he?
Oh, no. Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's Ipswich.
That's right, yeah.
Flynn Downs at Southampton. And I'll say Southampton playing well, man. Playing fucking good football. Scoring good goals. Doing well. But they're still still fighting to get into the playoffs, I think.
Mark Penderson says Downs for Potts. That's basically the swap we made in the window when we sold Downs. I don't know. Flynn Downs is a decent player, but is he a great player? I don't know.
No, he's just decent. He's decent. And maybe the Championship, he's found his level, right? Exactly. And that's what that could be the case with Potts too. The Championship could be his level. And there's no fucking disgrace in that. That's a good level, man. You're a player good enough playing the Championship. You're a good player.
Yeah. The
Premier League is just a different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
So they're talking about the defence and stuff. Damien saying 𝗁 and Rice every week. Yeah, they were great together. And then I don't know why, but Rich has put in Alvin Martin. Maybe we were talking about great defenders at some point earlier.
Yeah, maybe getting his head split open and all that. Alvin Martin was good for that too.
That could be that. That's probably it, because Iron Disciples also put him in. Mark Pendleton says he likes the new intro. Thank you, Mark. Rich says he likes the new intro. It's great. Thank you very much. Randy likes it. Thank you, Randy. Kurt's put up Mr. Nice Moncur, John Moncur. He weren't so nice, and he got a few on the noggin as well, didn't he? Usual says keep the new one. Thank you, Usual.
I like both, to be honest. I love both.
Yeah, I do. So I might alternate them from time to time and use the old one from time to time. Randy says I still think 𝗀𝗻 gets into certain sides.
I think he would.
Probably right.
I think he would.
Yeah, he probably still gets in the Wolves side, if I'm honest. And
Burnley.
Burnley.
He could be a good centre half for a Championship team. which we could be next year. Well, imagine next year we go to the championship. Maybe _𝗀𝗲𝗄, we might need to keep him if we ended up there, right? Because you're probably going to lose to Sassy. We don't know with 𝗪𝗪𝗀 and 𝗪𝗲𝗀 if anyone's going to be sold. You might have to keep him. It's another. Who knows?
Yeah, and this is the thing, you know, the 𝗪𝗪𝗱 thing, right? Now, the club haven't really got the money to buy him outright, apparently. We're looking at about 30 to 35 million for him, right?
Yeah.
I
don't think we can afford that in the championship.
No. But
and he might not want to play.
12 million might work, mightn't it? But would Chelsea take 𝗀𝗻𝗄?
No.
Probably
of course
not.
They wouldn't. No, they wouldn't.
But you know what I mean? But like selling 𝗀𝗻𝗄 for 20 to 25 million and then adding
you ain't getting
12 million to that.
But you're not getting it, geezer. I'm telling you now, 𝗀𝗻𝗄 has worked himself down to a £10 million player. That's where I think he's at. And that, I'm telling you, if we get relegated, you might as well fucking keep him. Because you ain't going to get more than 10 mil. And then you've got to replace. Which is going to cost you more. And if you haven't got the money, it sort of dictates things, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, you got the Grand National coming up with you, boys?
Usual says, Grand National's on Saturday. Right, guys, I have not seen the lineup. I don't know anything about horse racing. But all I can say is that if there is a horse in there with any connection to Old School or West Ham, you got to back it. And if you win, you got to buy us a coffee next week. And talking of which, someone has bought us a coffee. It's Rich West Ham.
Rich, what are you doing?
Hang on, I've got to find it now and put it up on the screen. Let's go down to the new comments. There it is, look. There it is, £5 from Rich. Thank you, mate. Says both are great, just like the people in and the show. Thank you very much, Rich. Appreciate it, mate. You didn't have to pay a £5 for that comment. It would have come out eventually. But now that I've skipped down through quite a lot of the comments, I'm going to kind of catch up. I skipped through loads, so sorry, everybody. Kurt says that he had high hopes for a 𝗪𝗀𝗀, gutless and was quick enough to look for a way out. Yeah, it's a shame. No, it didn't work out. Yeah. Another one. He was quick across the ground. He was. But too many mistakes by him. There you go. Damien says he was worried he was going to be the fourth choice to 𝗪𝗪𝗀, 𝗪𝗲𝗀 and 𝗀𝗻𝗄 in the summer. So he bottled it. There was a big gap between Potts leaving and Potts coming in. Absolutely. When Steve Potts left, that was probably about 1993, 4? Can't remember. Neither can I. His dad was his dad was great for us, though. A great player for us. He was fantastic. Let me just quickly search for him. No, always appreciate Potts' effort, mate. You want 100% players. He's the man. We've had so many, but he's one of them. Put everything into a game. Well, he's the under-23s head coach now, isn't he, Pottsy? Yeah. He's under coach. Obviously, he's helping to develop his son. I say under-23s, guys. He's on the bench with Nuno every week, so I don't know what his role is. Complete role is. So Potts joined West Ham in 1983 in the youth setup. Mm-hmm. And in 1985 he was promoted to the senior team. He played up until 2002. Flipping hell. He made 399 appearances. How many goals do you think Steve Potts put in the net?
I wouldn't have thought it'd be a great deal, but I'll give him 30. One. That's it. Didn't just score a goal.
And that's league goals. They only show league goals on the PDF.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't say it was a goal score. I just thought that many games he might have scored 30 over them years.
Yeah, 399 games. So not quite.
That weren't his game, I suppose.
No, it weren't. His game was stopping play and
stopping every tracks. And he was good at it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, Damien says we had to suffer with James Ward-Prowse in between that. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we surely did.
Yeah, Rich says that the Premier League is a step too far for players like Ghedd. They get found out, which is true.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Damien says, sorry, between Downs leaving and Potts coming in, there was a gap. Right, yeah. So Damien says, the thing is, good managers would look at the likes of Ghedd and 𝗀𝗪𝗓 as left backs rather than centre backs. Good point. But then Mark does come up with an even better point, which is that 𝗀𝗪𝗓 is too slow to be a fullback. He can ping a ball, but he can't run with it very well. He can't run with it great. I'm just going to show that on the screen one more time as I'm going back past it. Thank you very much, Rich, for your donation, mate. 𝗀𝗪𝗓 would be overly comfortable in the Championship, honestly. Yeah,
I think he would be okay. I think he'd be okay in the Championship. No doubt. Yeah. Or for a lower league position in the Premier League, for a lower team in the Premier League, which is us, it should be okay, but it just hasn't been for us.
Kurt says, Sterling show, guys. Come on, you Irons. Thanks, Kurt. Much appreciated, mate. And it did actually make me look at the clock. So we are literally 3 minutes away from 2 hours. So we will start winding down. But I'll just read out a few more of these comments. Steve Potts went to Rich's school, apparently.
Did he, Rich? Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Paqueta in the last few games for us was embarrassing, says Damien. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. That's what I'm. There's a point. There's a point in question there, then. But I mean, 𝗀𝗪𝗓 gives a fucking penalty away. Okay, fucked up, missed it, got it wrong, and people are booing him. Who was booing fucking Paqueta? He deserved booing. When he got sent off that day where he forced the referee to send him off, we should be booing him. You know what I mean? Where certain players get away with it. And when he came back and played, we didn't boo him. He deserved booing. I wouldn't boo him. I wouldn't boo any player. But fucking hell. 𝗀𝗪𝗓 ain't deserve, he ain't trying to get sent off and fuck the team up, which Paqueta did that day. And, fuck me, you deserve a kick in the nuts, prick. Because you really let the team down and the supporters.
Yeah.
𝗀𝗪𝗓's trying his hardest. He's just not fucking getting it right. So, anyway.
Yeah. So they're talking about, growing up around people like Rich says 𝗀𝗫𝗃 lived down his street. He met him the other week and that. Damien says he bumped into 𝗀𝗫𝗃 in McDonald's as a kid. Nice. I mean, like I live in Crawley near Gatwick, as most of you that know me know. So I was never a London lad. But we did have a few professional players that grew up and went to school around here. I mean, do you remember Marvin Hinton, Kieran?
Not really, no.
Marvin Hinton. He played for Chelsea. Yeah.
Okay.
Brian Basson, another Chelsea player, grew up around Crawley. I knew him quite well. In fact, I've got photographs of me and him together on one of my phones. He comes to, look, we had this little group of ex-Crawley footballers, you know, and they have like an annual get-together, a couple of beers, a meal and that. I haven't been to a few, last few. But usually me and my brother go, you know, and Marvin Hinton's always one of the regular guests, and Brian Basson as well. Gareth Southgate grew up in Crawley, went to school in Crawley, not the same school as me, but, you know, he grew up here. One of our young hopefuls back in the day, what was his name now? Gosh almighty, I've forgotten his blinking name now. It was around the time Stuart Slater and that in the team. Anyway, yeah, we've had a few that have gone professional from Crawley, but not as many as you would have growing up around the stadiums, that's for sure. Iron Disciple says his only claim to fame is that his wife had 𝗪𝗲𝘀 liking a picture she'd posted on a story on Instagram.
Good enough. All right.
Yeah. Right, guys, let's Kieran, let's start winding it down. Anything else you want to talk about or mention before we go?
Okay, I'm nervous. I'm worried. My anxiety has kicked in for Friday night, Saturday fucking morning, which I want to watch it live, Geezer. And I presume I'll have to watch it at 5 o'clock in the fucking morning to see it. But I've got to watch this game live, mate, because it's so important. It's
yeah, it is. It's one of them games.
I think it's the most important game.
It's one of them games that even as a regular, like, game, you know, as a regular season ticket holder sort of thing, it's the sort of game that gets you up just that hour earlier in the morning, makes you sort of like, you want to be up and ready, and you've got to be there for it, you know.
I'm going to have to get up at 4:30 in the morning probably to watch it. Is it 8 o'clock, I take it, guys? An 8 o'clock game, or is it?
I think so. I would think so. Maybe a 7:45, but
7:30. Oh fucking hell! Now I've got to get up probably at 4 in the morning.
Hang on, let me see if there's anybody in the chat that's given us a time.
Yeah, boys, can you tell us? Is it 8 o'clock or 7:30? Got to plan my day.
One second.
See, 8 o'clock is 5 in the morning for me. The kickoff.
West Ham versus Wolves Friday night. Oh, it's an 8 o'clock kickoff.
Right, it's 5 in the morning. So I've got to get up about 4:30, and then get ready and watch it.
Oh.
But it scares me, guys. It scares me.
I know. It's one of them.
It'll be so different if we win that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm supposed to be playing darts Friday night, but I'm actually going to back out. I'm not going to play this week.
It's just the most important game of the season. It's the most important game of the season.
You know, I've got jitters, like first game jitters, you know, first game of the season jitters. I've got those kinds of jitters, you know, where this game, you never know where this game's going to go. You never know which West Ham are going to turn up. It's one of them. Yeah, Mark and Randy both saying, 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, 5.
Friday. 180. Yeah, 180. I hit one of them the other day in competition. It was great. Really enjoyed it. I've not hit one in competition before. So that was nice. Sweet. Right, why are we on the telly all the bloody time, says Mark? Because we are fighting relegation, sir. That's why.
Yeah. I want to see us fucked.
They want to see us fail. Yeah, that's right. Excuse me. Iron Disciple says stateside for him going to be 3 p.m. right when I'm at work.
Is it?
Going to have so much anxiety that day. Well, Iron, all
Absolutely,
I can say is that
I've got it now.
The 24-hour Bora Bora disease can hit at any time, mate. There's just a little word
Iron.
For you, sir.
Yeah, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you get sick. Like, I need to go home, mate. I'm not well.
Get stomach cramps, start having the
shit.
Tell them you got the shits, and then when you get home, just say, no, it's my mistake. It was a laxative I had instead of a bar of chocolate. I don't know. Give them a story, but get out of it. Get out of work.
Get out of there. Get home, son. Get home.
Yeah.
2 o'clock. 2 o'clock,
he's met Mark. Yeah, he said he's met Mark Ward as well. With him, but Zamora, but left before I could say hello. He was local as well. Bobby Zamora, yeah, local lad. Yep. Good fella, absolutely great fella. Zamora. Yeah, I've met Stuart Slater a number of times now. He remembers my name now. That's how many times I've met him.
I'll tell you what, early days of Ray Houghton when he's at West Ham. I walked into a pub there not far from where my mum's house is, right? Where I live.
Yeah.
And Ray Houghton was there with who's matey, who ended up at Arsenal. He's on Talk Sport now.
Oh.
Arsenal boy. Forget his name. They were both in there having a beer. Ray Houghton and him.
Right.
There you go. What's his name? Oh, his name's gone out my head. But yeah, there you go.
I remember one time I was
very young boy.
Yeah, I was cycling through. I was about 13, I suppose, 13 or 14, and I was cycling through Crawley, and there's this little bar called the Sun, and it's gone now, but there was this little pub called the Sun, and it was a dingy little pub. But as I was riding past it, I noticed my brother's car outside in the car park. So I parked my bike up and rested it up against his car, and I've gone in through the back. And I seen my brother sitting there with Brian Basson, and they were both sitting there having a beer, chatting to Peter Osgood.
Yeah, great name, wasn't he? Great player.
I know, but he'd come to Crawley to visit Brian Basson on a social visit, and my brother happened to be in the same pub that they walked into, and then I actually got in there. I got to meet Peter Osgood and everything. That was the first time I met Brian Basson, actually.
Lovely.
And he was still playing for Chelsea at the time. Yeah. Anyway, listen. It's Ray Parlour is who you were talking about.
It was Ray Parlour, Gazer. It was Ray Parlour. Well done, boys. It was Ray Parlour.
There's three of them giving you that. Not Champagne Charlie.
They know more than it.
Yeah, no, not Champagne Charlie.
No, because I used to, when I used to play back then, I had the sort of mullet type long hair. People used to slag me off because I looked like Charlie George. Would you believe? Because I had really long.
You didn't fucking play like him, though.
No, I didn't. No, he was good.
No, more like Julian Dix.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
No, there's no Charlie George.
Yeah.
Charlie Nicholas, fucking hell. He was a good player, man. I liked him.
I used to try and model myself on Martin Peters because he was always my favourite style player. I loved the way he played. Even when he was at Tottenham, I would still watch him because I loved him so much. He was a great player, you know. And I used to style myself. I could never play like him, for God's sake. But that was the player I idolised as a young man.
I didn't. He was. Let's get this right. I didn't try to emulate Charlie Nicholas. People just comment that I look like him.
Yeah. I get it. Brilliant. Right. Okay, that's it.
All right, boy.
Right, just quickly, bin, says Damien. He did really well in the cup. Be interesting to see if Nuno can get him and Cree into the same system or on the pitch at the same time.
Could do.
Yeah,
it's a possibility.
That's a really good point.
I said it's one of them. The questions he has to answer, but it's a possibility that could happen. And Bowen, Somerville, Traore, I just don't know whether he'll bring Somerville straight back in. I think I've got a funny feeling Somerville will be on the bench, and Traore starts. That's my opinion. But could he fit them in? It's a possibility. Possibility goes up.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, he could always move Traore centrally, which I think he would be quite effective. But
he was so good on that left in that second half. You think, well, why you ain't fixing a broken clock yet? Fucking me. Yeah. You know what I mean? He could have had 3 assists. He ended up with 1. Should have been 2. Could have had 3. So maybe you go right then. You keep doing that.
Maybe a fluid, line of 3 then. Letting
who knows?
Just crisscross,
Yeah. Could happen.
Flowing into the middle, and quite often you see Bowen popping up on the left anyway. So
it's like I say, it gives him questions to answer, and we'll see on Friday what he come up with. I just hope we're not looking at that steam sheet and going, "Oh no, what have you done? What the fuck is that?" Yeah, I don't think we will. I think we'll see the team we want to see, or a version of it. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. So just one final note to finish off on. Rich says, in the summer of 1980, a friend of his and himself, they were both 10 years old, were nosing around at Upton Park. They opened the door and the gentleman asked what they were doing. They told him, obviously, and he took them through and out of the tunnel. It was amazing. Brilliant.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Fantastic. Great story, man.
Yeah. 2 10-year-old boys going off with another man into a building is not a good idea, kids. Don't do it.
Yeah, that's all right when you got 30,000 others there. It's okay.
Yeah, but, we don't know if there was any others there. Anyway, that's it. Anyway, listen, guys, until next week, stay safe. Don't forget to show your support to the channel. Give us a thumbs up, a like, and maybe a hype later if you got one available.
Thumbless wankers.
Thumbless wankers. Yeah. So, until next week, guys, stay safe, keep the faith, and come on, you Lions.
Let's hope we're happy next week, Geezer, with this Friday result and the other results after it. They're going to make a difference to our happiness next week. Hopefully, we're going to be smiling.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, we're going to be very. Otherwise, next week's going to be a real miserable fucking show.
Let's see if we can keep. Yeah, let's see if we can keep the wolves from baying at the door. Right?
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay.
Take care.
All the best, chaps. Have a good week.
See you next week. Bye.
No.
Thank you for watching the show. Old school hammers are back next week with more news and lots of humor on West Ham Network exclusively. You won't find us on any other channel. We provide the chat and flannel. Old school hammers on Wednesday night or Thursday morning in ours, thanks to the live chat. You guys are just the best. The comments are great, in fact they are the best. Subscribe to the channel and tap the bell and tune in next week and laugh like hell.